Clock on the dot, and it is a Monday morning. Holy cannoli, it's cold outside. Rise and shine, my friends. This is Coffee Talk. I'm WESH 2 meteorologist Eric Burris. Get together about 7 days a week or so. This is going to annoy me. This behind my head. Hold on. This isn't professional. This is Coffee Talk. Okay. Hi, how are you? All right. So, this is Coffee Talk. A little bit less over back of me. We get together 7 days, yada, yada, yada. All right, let's chat about the top two things we're monitoring. First, it's a little chilly. Let's talk about those temperatures around Central Florida. Plus, oh, come on, seriously? There's going to be rain on our parade. And uniquely, the rain in the forecast is coming at a time that is just so ironic. There's a little event being held in Central Florida, and I feel like this event never gets good weather. They leave Central Florida. That event's day looks beautiful. They come back to Central Florida, and then the forecast looks crummy again. We're going to be talking about that. What is this dude chatting about? All right, we'll get there. But first, let's take a live look outside. See what it's doing right now. Ocala, wow. Good morning, my friends. What a beautiful, beautiful morning it is in Marion County. But, it's a little chilly up that way, right? 44 degrees right now. These are our live temperatures around Central Florida. They update every 5 minutes. 44 degrees in the Villages. It's 48 in Orlando, 45 in DeLand, 46 in New Smyrna Beach, and 49 in Palm Bay. It's also much cooler than yesterday, definitely noticeable. 20 to 25 degrees chillier than it was just this time yesterday. And that's just the temperatures, right? If we look at the wind situation, it's been breezy enough that it just kind of adds... Where's the graphic? Why is my eye not catching this? Hold on a second. I'm definitely getting older when I cannot see the things. There it is. Winds around Central Florida right now. 10, 15 miles an hour. So it just kind of adds. We're not into like mega wind chill territory, but... it's definitely a thing this morning. First warning, live Doppler radar. I mean, nothing to see here. Might as well power the darn thing off. Save a little bit on the power bill, right? So here we are on our forecast. Next 12 hours. Oh, gorgeous. Some high, thin cirrus over top of us. 56 by 11 o'clock. 60 degrees by lunchtime or so. 62 our high temperature. And keep in mind that you factor in that 10, 15 mile per hour wind from the northwest, and it's going to feel just a little bit cooler than it actually is. So we're looking good, y'all. This is a good forecast for January's sake, right? Yeah. Average temperature, 73. That's another big thing. Like, notice our average has climbed to 73 degrees. We're not going to be there, though. 62 in Orlando, about 62 in the Villages. Wow. Kellyanne, you really went out on a limb here. 62s. Bleh. 62s. Kellyanne, if you ever watch this back, I'm just teasing you. Oh, man. So it's looking gorgeous for us. If you haven't stepped outside at 8 o'clock in the morning, there's that. You're going to want to bundle up. I plan on wearing this like Mr. Rogers type outfit all day today. Everybody can make fun of me at the television station. I don't care. They're not going to make fun of me, but you know what I mean. Definitely going to be a day with sweaters, sweatshirts, jackets, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's going to be nice and cool. And it's not just today, by the way. Next couple of days. Today, 62 for a high. Tomorrow, 67 for a high. What a difference, right? Like, we were at 85 degrees on Saturday, right? Yeah. We tied a record at Sanford, a degree off from a record in Orlando on Saturday. Dan says, Mr. Rogers. I mean, I guess he was more of a cardigan guy, but this is, you know what I'm trying to say here. Yeah. Taylor, what's with the wall of clouds off the shoreline? Well, so simply put, okay, air temperatures around Central Florida are in the 40s, right? But off the shoreline, you've got this thing called the ocean, and the water temperatures are in the 50s. So what you end up with is cooler air, warmer water, evaporation. Evaporation turns to condensation. That always happens. I don't know if Kellyanne happened to pop up All right, so that's Ocala. If we're gonna do this, let me do this. Give me 2 seconds to turn around and get. I don't know what camera we have dialed in here. Okay, so that's Oak Hill on Weatherstem. Give me a second. I'll get you a beach Weatherstem camera, and I'll illustrate this because Kellyanne doesn't have. Actually, it's 8:05. I can steal it for 2 seconds. I don't even need the Weatherstem. Hold on. Remember when I told you that Coffee Talk is not professional? This is what I meant. I gotta find the tower cam changer. Ah, there it is. I'll change it real quick. There's Daytona. You can see the clouds, right? Yeah. So that's what I was trying to explain. Yeah, is that like line of cloudiness there, just off the shoreline. Evaporation, condensation, yada, 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 yada. All right? So that's where we're at for today, okay? Surface map kind of illustrating nice cold air mass. Looking ahead to tomorrow and Wednesday, we actually get this extra little hit of cool air. Another storm system kind of moves through and just reiterates this trend. So next couple of days, really beautiful weather. Here's our high temperatures the next couple of days, all right? Kind of notice Wednesday we get to nearly 70 degrees, and then that front that comes in on Thursday just kind of drops it back down a little bit, but it keeps us in the 60s. It keeps us looking great. Yeah, it keeps us looking great. It's a beautiful forecast, my friends. It really, really is. It really, really is. Marine. Let me just double check. Somebody asked if I had said that the water temperatures are in the 50s. It's in the 60s. I misspoke. My apologies. But either way, 60s water temperature, 40s air temperature, evaporation, condensation, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So that's how that goes. Yeah. So I misspoke. My apologies. So out the door, it's a colder start. That's kind of the long story short, TLDR. It's a nice and chilly start. Okay. Now, let's chat a little bit about what's ahead. Okay. Because we know that this week is looking fantastic. But late this week into the weekend, also, by the way, looking fantastic. But on Sunday morning, when we see each other on West 2 News Sunrise, there's going to be a storm system and a frontal boundary that kind of starts working our direction. And it just lingers and lingers and lingers. And so for right now, the rain chances are going to be rising, particularly Sunday and then into Monday. Could we see a few storms? Yeah, with the low that far south, we could. And here's the problem with this. The Pro Bowl is in town on Sunday. And I feel like every single day that the Pro Bowl is in Orlando, we get crummy weather. It's been here. It was crummy. They leave. That day turns sunny and beautiful. They're back this year. And I leave you to cloudy, rainy conditions. Well, it's still a week out, so we'll have to dial that in closer and closer. But for the moment, the Pro Bowl does not look like it's perfect. I mean, at least I remember there was one year. I want to say it was like 2017 or 2018. I think it was 2018. Pro Bowl 2018. It was like rainy and 30 or 40 out. I mean, it was awful. At least this is upper 60s, lower 70s. So there's that. But it's not the perfect. It's not like this. It's not like crisp, cool, and sunny. It's not. Darn it. Chris says we just need an enclosed football stadium. I mean, yes. If for no other reason, #Summers. Cindy, how long ago did it stop being in Hawaii every year? I feel like it was 2017 or 2018 when it came to Orlando. And then I think it went to Vegas, and now it's back. Yeah. There you go. Dagnabbit, Mount Dora Art Festival this upcoming weekend. Yeah, so, when we look at this weekend's forecast, there's definitely rain in the forecast for the weekend. So what we can do is, give me a second, let me dial it up. We can check out some of the raw model output. We do this obviously a lot come hurricane season. Thank goodness we're not in a hurricane season, but I can still take this and kind of run with it. So what we're looking at here is pressure. So there's that little storm system late Tuesday into Wednesday. There, oh, look at that. So that's Sunday morning, just a mess of low pressure around. And then Sunday, that's like Sunday evening. It looks like it's wet on Monday, like a week from today. Ugh. Which, by the way, that's the 6th and the 7th. Let me just check. So I've done a ton of work on the long range forecast, and I just want to see if that lines up with what I think it lines up with. LRC. It's literally my long range forecasting stuff is an Excel spreadsheet. What is it? The 6th, February 6th and 7th, cycle day 26 and 27. Oh yeah, there it is. 26 and 27. Yeah. And those aren't even like the big rain events either, but yeah, there's definitely some stuff there. Okay, so yeah, big old storm system moving through. Now, for those that are asking, and I'm sure you're going to ask, let's look at cities. Let's hit Orlando. Let's hit precipitation and hold on a second. Friday, Saturday. Okay, so here's Sunday. So that's 4 a.m. That's 7 a.m. That's 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. So it looks like morning and then evening. And then over, look at that. That's 1 a.m. Monday morning. This is the GFS model, by the way. 4 a.m., 7 a.m. Yeah. Maybe the Pro Bowl games won't be completely a mess. It looks like it's kind of morning and then afternoon, evening. But yeah. That's just the rain product off the GFS. Because we're far enough out that's kind of the model that you're going to get. So there you go. Now, that said, doesn't take a meteorologist to know that model's indicating rain. So here we are on our 7-day forecast, okay? And there you go. Looking at a really great stretch of weather, maybe a sprinkle as that next front comes in on Wednesday. Then Sunday, it's looking wet. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Crystal says, I'm so happy the cooler weather is back. Good morning to you, Crystal. I'm just so happy to see you. Yeah. Frank says, it's not like anyone watches the game anyway. That's why they turned it into the games. It's a whole other thing. Swiss Media Stuff on YouTube. Love those weather graphics. Hope we get them soon down here on WBBH. I can neither confirm nor deny anything, Swiss Media Stuff. I can, however, tell you that I do weather graphics for the whole company, and I've got plenty of stuff to work on. So whatever that means. Something is telling me that Facebook is... Oh, yeah, Mike, I noticed Facebook is a mess. I will tell you all, I see several hundred people hanging out with us this morning on Coffee Talk. I know that you guys don't see the comments. So most everybody watches on Facebook. And I've noticed Facebook is a disaster recently, like even my feed. I live broadcast on my Twitter X page. I live broadcast on my YouTube page, and I have personally looked around. The video quality and the delay the video quality is highest, delay is lowest on YouTube. So, Mr. Bob says another well-presented forecast. Thank you, Mr. Bob on YouTube. So I mean, if I was just watching this, if I'm honest, I would be watching it on YouTube. I have no skin in the game. I'm putting it on all the different places, but Facebook's like a disaster right now. So I I would be watching it on YouTube if it were me. But I get comments on my screen from all the platforms. So there you go. Mickey's asking on YouTube, is it too early to look for dynamics for Sunday severe weather potentially? We could look at that. Yeah, absolutely we will. Cindy over on Facebook says, yeah, Facebook is having a midlife crisis. I don't know what it's doing, but yeah. Debbie says Facebook doesn't give all the comments anymore. I don't know. I see all of them at least. I tried Rumble. It's even though I have 10 followers on Rumble, it's not letting me do it, so I gave up. I didn't care. So there you go. Mickey says YouTube is best. It's the only way I prefer to watch Coffee Talk. I get it. From what I've seen, I would agree with that. Yeah. Laura says, wow, look at the number drop on Facebook. I mean, that's where I'm at. And my page on YouTube, I think, is Eric Burris Weather. I think. I don't know. Some of us don't use anything but Facebook, and it's been off. Agreed, and I apologize. Yeah. So, what the heck's Rumble? Apparently, it's a video streaming thing. I don't know. I tried, and then it said I needed 10 followers. I got 10 followers, and then it said I still couldn't stream live, and I stopped caring. So, all right. Let's look at the dynamics for this weekend's storm system. Let's go back. All right, so first things first, we'll go back to the maps. Let me widen this back out. Oceanic, Caribbean, our nice wide shot, severe weather. So there's definitely an inflow of moisture. There's definitely some decent cape there. One of the things that we oftentimes like to look at when it comes to severe weather, of course, is the SIPS model data. So, again, this is nerd stuff, so, like, some of you all are going to have no idea what SIPS is. For those of you that have hung out for a while, you'll know what SIPS is. But essentially, this lets me, this is a computer model's idea of severe weather going forward, okay? Day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. So, there you go. So, that's, what is that? That's February 5th. What the heck day of the week is that? Hold on, I'm calculating this. February 5th. So that's Monday. All right. So what it's trying to say there is that on Monday, and I'll make this a little bit bigger just because like a lot of the screen there, this is obviously not like a high resolution website. But what it does, this is a really cool utility. It looks at all the dynamics and it kind of points out different severe weather analogs. It points out some of the severe weather fields. And it's basically showing like a pretty decent opportunity for some severe weather in Florida on Monday. On Sunday, it's not really picking it up. But on Monday, that's all fields. If we look at, this is wind, kind of marginal, hail, not there, tornado, 2% opportunity for tornado. So anyway, it's trying to give you the idea of day 7. Now, that's a new initialization because top left shows that yesterday it didn't show us anything. Now that it's day 7, it's showing us something. I'd be curious to look at day 6 and get an idea if it was trying to... Okay. Nope, that's... Go back. Day 6, 4th of February. There we go. Okay. Anyway, I was just looking around a little bit on it. So that's kind of where we're at. Could have the potential for some stronger storms there. I use this as a quick check. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do all of my forecasting, but I use it as a quick check. Cindy says, we all know what SIPS is because of you. Hashtag nerding out together. I love that. Yeah. Also, those on Facebook can click the 3 dots and rate the comments latency. Oh, Jessica, very interesting. Sonia over on YouTube says, and on YouTube, if you missed the start of the live, you can rewind and watch. There's that. Robert on X, comments aren't as fun on X as Facebook. All the Coffee Talk friends are on Facebook. Yeah, but I still get the comments, so at least there's that. Glowing Gypsy on YouTube, streaming much better here on YouTube. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. Jeannie says, thanks, Eric, for the updates. Have a great day. You as well, Jeannie. Mike, thank you for the light spell you gave me. What? Oh, the hex. Yeah. The pimple on my nose is gone. Message received. You don't mess with the bull, son. You're going to get the horns. Okay? Mickey, is Jeremy joining us tomorrow or Friday this week? Probably tomorrow, actually. And it reminds me, I don't know if I mentioned this. Claire Metz said she would join us. So let's see here. I'm messaging her while I'm thinking about it. Claire said she would join us. I think Jeremy and I are going to do something tomorrow. I don't know if it's on Facebook, I don't know if it's on Coffee Talk, or if he wants to do something else special. So I'll figure that out. We'll get there. Yeah. I know you get the comments, but the friends aren't there. I'm sorry, Yukon. You're right. So yeah, I think Claire will be this Friday. If I can get her to confirm. She was busy last Friday, which we had Marquise on, and that was great. But yeah, so that'll be fun. So anyway, unfortunately, this weekend's forecast doesn't look perfect. Dag nabbit. A little bit of rain. And being that it's an El Nino year, we do have to watch the dynamics just a little bit closely. Right? Even more so than normal. And for those that are curious, why is El Nino a concern? Okay, first off, do you even know what El Nino means? Right? El Nino, hold on. Trying to find this setup. Okay, so El Nino, I'm trying to find if we've got a graphic that kind of starts. There we go. All right, so El Nino, essentially, warmer water in the Pacific, okay? So for warmer water in the Pacific, what it means for Central Florida is that basically the warm air rises, it shifts the jet stream around, and it usually means a wetter winter for us in Central Florida. All right, but in addition to the wetter winter, it also means that the jet stream is like right over top of our heads. And because of that, when you start to deal with a stronger jet over top of our heads, you get that higher risk for severe weather. Here's kind of a graphical representation of that. All right, those lows dip further south, the storms dip further south, you get more instability, more shear, etc., etc. It's too, we could look at like the skew-T log P diagrams to try and get an idea for severe weather dynamics, but to me, I don't even, it's Monday. They're just trying to figure it out for right now. But, at this point in time, I would just say that the overall pattern is going to be looking to be stormier for us come Sunday into Monday. All right. That's kind of where we're at. Yukon says, now that Claire's retired, we can all go party at her bar. Exactly right. Lucas over on YouTube, 124 days until hurricane season. And the hurricane forecast, my hurricane forecast is coming together. Yeah, we're getting there. Tiffany's asking, what does that mean for hurricane season? So these are all topics that we're going to be discussing with Jeremy. Yeah, Rebecca says this is my kind of weather and I love it. I mean, I like the sunshine. But that's okay. It is what it is. This is going to be my first summer without a hurricane season. I personally wouldn't even know how to handle it. Yeah. It's all I've ever known. Hi, Stella. Come here. Good morning, sweet girl. Good morning. Eric doesn't refer to this front as moist, but uses wet. I feel like I interchange. Listen, for those that don't like the word, I just don't care. I'm going to do my job, y'all. And whatever comes to top of mind, you give me entirely too much credit to think that I omit certain words for your benefit. Profanity I omit. but like descriptors for my job, I got to be honest. I am not good enough to omit things for anybody except for like putting food on the table. That's the God's honest truth. And I don't mean that to be rude. That's just the reality. I know people don't like the word moist. If that's the one that pops into my brain, that's the one I'm going to use. If wet pops into my brain, I am not that good at my job. I'm not that smart to just omit random words. It's true. It's true. Cindy says, I don't like that word, but I secretly enjoy y'all picking on me with it. It's, we're all just one big happy family. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all. Nikki, does the rain clear up for a few days after Monday? We need a couple of days to pour concrete on our house foundation next week. First off, that sounds like so much fun. Second off, let's dial back the model. Stand by. Wow, my eyes. I definitely am older than I used to be. All right, so that's Monday. You can see all the rain. Tuesday, maybe a sprinkle or two, but it looks good. It looks like it'll be nice and cool afterward too, like a northerly wind there. That's Wednesday looking good. That's Thursday looking good. Friday, Saturday. Ooh, a nice little storm system firing up off the East Coast. So yeah, I would say after Monday, Tuesday's looking much better. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. And then that's Tuesday the 3rd. Into the 14th. Yep. Ooh, Valentine's Day. There you go. John says, I never knew moist was a thing until Coffee Talk. There are going to be things that you learn from. There are things that I learned from Coffee Talk where I'm like, I have made it 30-something years and never knew. And here I am. I'm about 40 and I'm learning all of these new things. So who knew? Who knew? Mickey, what causes the jet stream to be stronger during the months of February and March compared to November and December during El Nino? That's a great question. So think about it like this. You get spring starting to want to go. And you've got winter that's like, back off, bro. I'm still here. And so you get these collisions of these air masses. And that's why February, March, April tornadoes can be such a thing. February, March, April severe weather can be such a thing because it's the collision of the air masses, cold and warm. We don't like each other. That's why that is the case. The jet stream will go all winter, but it's winter, so there's less moisture, less humidity. It's not as moist out there, right? So that's where it is you've got the kind of seasons fighting it out. I definitely preferred You Don't Care Enough over You Aren't That Good. Kelly. You can think whatever it is. I'm just going to be honest with you. I always like adding a little sauce, but really don't give me that much credit. I'm not that good. Oh, man. Betty says, anyone who openly admits to pimple popping is not omitting much. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't omit much. Y'all get pretty much me, I may dial back some colorful language just a little bit, but, generally speaking, you pretty much get me. Oh, man. Catherine, good morning. I'm joining late today. My God, this pollen has me hurting, and we need the rain to wash it away. And yet, here we are with this 7-day forecast of sunshine. We're going to get into the more moist part of the weather pattern here, kind of moving into February and March. We're going to get more storms. But we do still need to enjoy what we've got. So there's that. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with the word moist. I don't either, but apparently it's a thing. Yeah. There you go. At LeafYT. Hi, Eric. LOL. Popped out of Facebook to check out the YouTube. Good morning. I'm responding to you a minute late. My apologies. For those who remember, we lost Challenger 38 years ago today. My God, it is. Wow. Wow. Remarkable. And NASA just had the Day of Remembrance, too. Wow. 38 years ago. Wow. Cindy says, we get you. I wouldn't want it any other way. I can't be any other way. And the most freeing thing for me on TV, I used to think that I had to be a robot. And one day our talent coach was like, can you just do Coffee Talk on TV? And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that professional on Coffee Talk. And they're like, do that on TV. So maybe you've noticed over the last 2 decades of my doing TV weather, I used to try to be so smooth and so professionally robotic. And now it's kind of like, here we are just doing our thing. Crystal, I came over from Facebook over on YouTube. Mickey, as long as those storms don't happen on my wedding day, I'm good. I'm hoping for that. Although, remember, that's at least good luck, but let's hope. Let's hope. What time will the rain start on Sunday? So, William over on YouTube, it looks like it's kind of starting in the morning and then through the day. Yeah. Cindy says robot weather on TV is boring. I've always tried to be professional. And I'm not saying that, like, look, I joke and say this isn't professional, but, like, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing on TV and go mess with the lights. You know? Actually, I probably would. You know? Yukon says they had a beautiful tribute yesterday on CBS Sunday Morning to Charles Osgood and told him to be himself after his first anchor night. It's funny. I saw some of that, Yukon. And yeah, you know, I think that it's, if I'm honest, I think that it's maybe hardest to just be yourself on camera. And maybe that's where it was too, is I felt like I had to be like a robot. But when they gave me the permission to be myself, I felt this freeing thing. And I feel like now it's just, I am who I am. If you see me at Publix or Aldi, I'm not going to be much different. It is what it is. You know? Oh, Diane, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Jan says, loved it on CBS yesterday. I just saw little clips of it and it was beautiful. He was wonderful. He was just wonderful. You know? Chris says, talent coach, dress advisor. What else you got? Oh, there's one thing my company always says, which is everybody has a boss. You know? Everybody has a boss. Deborah, I'm on YouTube. You're not coming up on Facebook for me anymore. That's okay as long as I can watch you. Well, thank you for hanging out on YouTube. Listen, I try to stream on as many platforms as I can. Crystal, this is going to be my first year without hurricane season, getting ready to move up north. You won't miss it. You won't miss it. You won't miss it. Yeah. I love the community, but if I don't see you guys, what's the point? Well, that's true too. There's that. Audra says, I say that too. You get the same person at work you get in my off time. Just more colorful language, not at work. Exactly, Audra. That's it. And it's not even that much. There's like a little. There's a little more. Yeah, Taylor, exactly. Aside from Rumble, I don't even know Rumble. Yukon says, well, Hearst Media. William Randolph Hearst was a megalomaniac perfectionist. Googling megalomaniac. Megalomania. I know I've heard the term, but I don't know what. Obsession with the exercise of power, especially with the domination of others. I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying. The company today, hashtag sidebar # Wesh is owned by Hearst Television of William Randolph Hearst. Things evolve, etc., etc., etc. Mickey says YouTube may become your biggest platform now. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see here. On Coffee Talk, we occasionally get salty. I love it. I love the salty. Deborah says, now I'm watching on both Facebook and YouTube. There you go. See? There you go. There you go. I want to be like Visa. I'm everywhere you want to be. Whenever I hear Hearst, I always think of Newsies. See, I've never seen Newsies. I will tell you though, and I'm not just saying this because, you know, Wesh is owned by Hearst, but like they've been a wonderful, wonderful company. I think my hire date was February 1st. So I think I'm on the precipice of my 18 years with the company, which, holy crap, that's just wild. Yes, I see you, Karen. Good morning. That's crazy. 18 years with my company. Wow. Yukon says, honestly, Hearst seems to be a good company to work for. You all seem to have a lot of benefits. It's a great company to work for. Honest to God. I'm not just saying that. I would tell you if it was like lukewarm. Like if I worked for certain other companies in the television business, I would say when I think of Hearst, Hearst was probably one of the top 3 companies in the broadcast world. Everything has its good, everything has its bad. But if I'm honest with you, Hearst is a pretty darn good company. And for any of y'all, like, I'm not just saying that. I would glaze around it. You know, if Hearst stunk to work for, I'd be like, yeah, Hearst pays my paychecks. But I'm not saying that. They're stable, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah. Who's my pick for the Chiefs and 49ers Super Bowl? Your 49ers? I got to go Chiefs, man. Mahomes is a stud. It's just unbelievable to watch him. I'm a Bucks fan, so, you know, but I would have liked to see the Lions go all the way. But that didn't happen, so here we are. Chris, Hearst even has they have their own magazines, and I think I pay $6 for any magazine subscription for Hearst magazines. Yeah. Yukon, my favorite Vegas station is owned by Sinclair. They seem all right too. It's the NBC affiliate. All I'm going to tell you about Sinclair is they pay paychecks most of the time. I've never worked for Sinclair, but I don't know that would be my first choice. Again, just hearsay, but I've not heard the most amazing things about him. I can't believe the Chiefs squeaked in again. I know, Taylor, right? Yep. Jan says, I just went outside to feed the birds with no jacket on. Do I get a medal? You're not a medal. You need to get your head checked. It's cold outside. It's cold. Mickey says, I mean, if they're willing to invest in the Doppler radar and keep the community safe and aware, then it speaks volumes about them. And not just invest in the Doppler radar, but upgrade the thing. Let me tell you something. This radar is not your mama's radar. It's got the best signal processor around. And I'll tell you, every television station in Central Florida, boss, don't listen to this. Every television station in Central Florida, except one, has their own radar. But how many of those people know what the heck they're doing on that radar? Also, nobody else has the IQ2 signal processor. We have taken the time to learn how to use this radar inside and out, meteorologically and engineering-wise. Because I'll tell you something, a Doppler radar, here's what you see on TV. All you see on TV is the little line that moves, and you think that just does its thing. This is a transmitter receiver. This thing, if you don't understand the engineering side of it, it ain't going to do what you need it to do all the time. I am constantly tweaking the settings on this puppy. Tony is constantly tweaking the settings. If you don't, it's not going to be a great tool. Now, most of the time when you watch TV weather, other places you're going to get the National Weather Service radar because they tweak the settings. At WESH, 98% of the time, you're going to get our radar because we take pride in that. I'm not saying that everybody's, that nobody else knows what they're doing, etc., but all I'm saying is just because you got a radar doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Boom goes the dynamite. As Stella's out there having a panic attack or something, running around. Betty says it's a sign of a good company when they have someone like you who cares enough to interact with listeners on a daily basis, share personal knowledge and support. And Betty, I'm doing this I'm not being paid right now. I mean, I'm salary employee, but I love what I do as well, and et cetera, et cetera. But but yeah. Tiffany says creating enemies. Truth is truth, man. You can tell. Trust me, you can tell. Everybody gets in that serious mode, but you can tell if they know what they're doing. You're not a fool. Y'all aren't fools. Not everybody, every place, it's not all created the same. I'll just tell you this. I am super grateful to be where I am. In life, period, paragraph, end of story. My God, it's 8:39. Y'all, I'm just running over here. Does anybody have any questions before I go? I'm just over here yentering it up, shooting torpedoes across bows. Anybody have any other questions? Stella agrees. Yeah. You should have a white line going around. Honestly, you should just have a white line going around the map. No, listen. The radar has been my favorite thing to learn. Not much wind out there on the old velocity channel. Yeah. How long have I been doing Coffee Talk? 2017? Almost 7 days a week since 2017, something like that. Yukon says I'm the biggest fool. A fool in love with you. Cue the Alan Silvestri music. Back to the Future. Anyway, Do you really believe in the Groundhog Day stuff? Absolutely not, Tiffany. I think it's a whole load of PR marketing jargon. But are we going to celebrate it on Coffee Talk? You darn right we are. Brian, do the letters in local TV news stations stand for anything? What does WESH stand for? So yeah, they most of the time they do. WESH is, I believe it's Mr. Esch who started, literally, I believe it's Mr. Esch that started it. Let's see. Other stations in town. Wonderful Florida Television, Orlando, Florida. Back in the day, WCPX was Columbia Pictures. That was supposed to buy the station, but never did. WDBO, way down by Orlando, or Daytona Beach, Orlando. Yeah, there's our station in Boston, WCVB, News Center 5, CVB, Channel 5, Boston. Let's see, what else do we have? WXII. I believe is their Roman numerals. WYFF in Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina is their Channel 4. WYFF is Your Friend 4. Oh my gosh, I could keep going. KSBW, our station in Monterey, Salinas, California. KSBW, Salad Bowl of the World. Am I blowing anybody's mind right now? This is all like nerd, super nerd stuff, right? SBW, Salad Bowl of the World, because apparently most lettuce comes from Southern California. Yep, Yukon, WOFL is Orlando, Florida. Yeah, so it's all of that stuff. All of that fun stuff. Lots of different, hi Stella. Lots of different things there. There's not the interaction among viewers on YouTube like there is here on Facebook. Yeah. All right. Any other questions before I go at 8:42? Y'all got. We're doing it. This is 12 minutes longer than normal. And WESH was originally licensed to Daytona. Yeah, I believe our license is still Daytona Beach / Orlando, whereas others are Orlando, Melbourne, Daytona Beach, and Channel 18, CW18 is Claremont, Orlando. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Coffee Talk Overtime. I'll be accepting donations to the bin for that one. All right, people, enough. I think we're done here. I think we're done. I think we're alone now. Have a wonderful Monday. I'm not doing TV today. I'm going to be making some graphics. Yeah, corporate day for me today. I will see you all tomorrow morning for Coffee Talk. Sound good? We'll start looking more and more into that weekend rain event. All right? Be good, y'all. Take care. Thank you.